Hey y'all, it's Paper Anomaly here with another update video. I know I am super late for my 18-month update video, and I know I haven't been uploading every month like I'm supposed to. I apologize. That's just how I am as a person. But I hope to get better with the upload videos because I have some pretty important updates. So, the first video I tried to make is too long for YouTube's liking, so I'm just saying fuck it and making another one. Um, okay, so the 18-month mark was May 11th, I believe. That's 6 months after November, right? Anyway, um, so last year, or for every year, my family and I, we all go on like the entire side of my mom's extended family. We all get together and we rent a few beach houses at the beach and we spend a week at the beach every year. Um, so last year I wanted to go topless, which physically I don't think I was ready for, but you know, I was so gung ho about finally being who I was at the beach that you know, I kind of forgot about my safety for a little while. But it all ended up working out for the best. You know, I wore a bandeau and some swim trunks instead of a bikini or swimsuit or whatever, you know, so it's fine. Anyway, so this year, um, I was able to convince my mom and the rest of my family through confirmations from my physicians and my massage therapists that my body was passing well enough physically that I could go to the beach topless this year, and I actually did for the first time in my life, and on North Carolina beach, no less. And it was one of the most liberating experiences of my life. One of my aunts that hasn't really caught on to the name change yet, she still kind of forgets. She actually came up to me and she said, I'm really proud of you for stepping out onto the beach with your new look. I didn't think that I would like it, but I do. You look really good with your new look, and you know I'm happy that you're happy, and that was really reassuring. I know I've said this before, but it just continues to astound me just with the city that I live in and the people I was raised with. You know, my friends and my family. They've all been so mind-blowingly supportive and helpful and understanding. Um, it just kind of blows my mind that there are so many people like this in such close a vicinity, even in the South. I live in South Carolina, um, so that was a huge milestone for me. It happened a couple weeks ago in June, and sorry. um, and I've gotten what happened was I told my mom that you know last year because she said no. She said this year if my doctors say that I'm ready to that I could go to the beach, and she was a little hesitant at first. She was afraid that you know I'd get caught by some redneck and I would get arrested, but that didn't happen. And I was able to you know go to the beach topless like I wanted. Sorry, I have a oral fixation. But anyway, so yeah, I went to go see my endocrinologist like a week before I went to the beach, or maybe 2 weeks before I went to the beach. Just so I could get her notes to reassure to my mom that my body was ready for being shirtless out in public. And thankfully, she said that I am so flat chested that uh, uh, breast reduction surgery isn't even medically necessary in my case. And, you know, I kind of I kind of figured that from the beginning, but it was just really, excuse me, it was really reassuring to hear that from an actual doctor. Um, and I went to go see, my massage therapists and that I haven't seen in a while, and I asked her, does this look okay? Would you have no problem seeing this out in public in a place where, it's routine for men to walk around without a shirt on? And she said, "No, I don't see any. You look like a normal guy to me." And I said, "Awesome." So yeah, I went to the beach topless, and then I'm actually kind of glad that the last video I made was not able to be uploaded to YouTube, because something happened last night that really really made me feel good. It was almost a transphobic moment. It almost was. So I dropped by at a local gas station chain to pick up a can of beer, coming home from a friend of mine's house. And, I went and got my beer, and I the register, and the lady asked for my ID, and my ID was from before I started transitioning, when I was about 18 years old. I didn't start transitioning until I was about 22, 21, somewhere in there. But she looked at my ID, she looked at me, she looked at my ID, she looked really hard at my ID, and then she looked really hard at me, and then she looked at my ID again. She said, "I'm sorry, I can't sell this to you." And her coworker walked over, and I had no choice to explain. I was like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm transgender. That picture is really old. I'm transgender. I have been for a couple of years, and that's just what testosterone does to you. And it looked like she got a little bit more skeptical, like I was making up some bullshit new Hot Topic media hot topic just to get a beer. I don't know what person would use a fake ID and pretend to be transgender just to get a beer, but I don't know. I don't usually fiend for alcohol, so I don't know. But her coworker, she was like, I was smiling in my picture, so her coworker, she was like, "Smile for me," and I smiled for her, and she said, "That's him. That's him." And her coworker was about to speak up about something, and she was like, "Did you not hear what he just said? Sell it to him. He's transgender. He can buy it. He's of age. Just sell it to him." And so they rang me up, and I was telling them, we were kind of chit-chatting back and forth about, transgenderism, and I told her, that's what testosterone does. It changes people, and dramatically, to where they don't look like the same person anymore. But she could, her coworker, she could tell that it was me because of my smile, and she said I have a real good smile, and that kind of made me feel good. So yeah, that's just another instance of how accepting people can be, especially in the South, because I thought I was about to get the police called on me, be like, "Oh God, they're gonna think I'm some pervert or something, just trying to buy a beer. I just want to buy a beer, leave me alone." But other lady came to the rescue, and she was like, "It's cool, it's cool. This is a normal thing, just sell him his beer and send him on his way. He's cool." And she actually addressed me by my preferred pronouns. She said, "That's him, sell him the beer," and that made me feel awesome. She didn't defend my transgender identity and then use the pronouns that aligned with the gender printed on my picture ID, female. She used my male pronouns. "Hello, little hummingbird." She's looking at me. She's wondering if I'm gonna get her as she goes to get something to eat. So yeah, that was a pretty cool moment, and I that made me feel real good. So that was pretty cool to hear from someone, defend my transgender identity in South Carolina. we're a pretty damn cool state. I know we're kind of the buckle of the Bible Belt. You know, we're 2 doors down from Alabama, but you know, that's how progressive the world is getting. That's how accepting and just loving and understanding the world is getting. And it makes me so happy that people can learn, especially people in her age group. You know, she looked like she was about 60s to 70s. I don't think she would be in her 70s. Maybe like early mid 60s. I'm trying to defend her because she was nice. But it was just really refreshing to see someone in that age group defend my transgender identity and tell her coworker to chill out and just sell me the beer, and it was just I'm really lucky to live in the town that I live in and interact with the people that I interact with. Which actually kind of reminds me, a few weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago or something like that, I met another female to male transgender person working at a Waffle House not too far from me. And I'm like, these transgender people are kind of more prolific than I thought. Not sure if I used that word right, but I don't give a shit. There are at least 3 other female to male transgender people I know in my local vicinity. And if male to female transgender people make up, I think it's 88% of the transgender population, it's male to female transgenders versus female to male. So if I've met like 3 other female to male transgender people, that makes me wonder how many male to female transgender people I've met and not even realized it. It kind of makes me sad. I don't get to tell them that I'm proud of their transition and, fuck all the haters and you do you, because they're gonna die bitter and cold anyway, and you're gonna be here living life how you want, not giving a shit about what anybody thinks because you're liberated. And I think that's super cool that even here in the South, where people, think that it's commonplace to stop a lynching in progress or something, we're not backwoods Dixie, we're progressing, and we're still, just as advanced as the rest of the country, in my opinion. Some parts of the South are. At least I consider my city to be one of the most progressive in the South. So yeah, it just makes me wonder, how many male to female transgender people I've met. Dating is super hard though. Like, I don't know if I should be upfront with the women I meet about my transgenderism, or if I should just let that connection grow and then just cross that bridge when we come to it. But then there's also that instance where she could be shocked and, throw me out of her house for it, or, leave my house for it. There could be an instance where she's shocked and needs some time to soak it in, and she's okay, and she ends up not being okay with it. So there's a possibility of, meeting a girl and going back to her house and me telling her about it when we come to that bridge to cross it, and it takes her a minute to soak it in and be okay with it. We could reach that situation where she's just fine with it altogether, and then there's those situations where, I do all that but tell her straight up front, like first date, like, listen, I want to be upfront with you. I don't want there to be, like any discrepancies about our relationship or the basis on which it's founded on. I'm female to male transgender, just want to let you know. It's always really kind of scary and anxious doing that sort of thing. Plus, I just don't know where to go. I don't really have anybody to go with, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just, the bar scene isn't really my scene, and that's really the only place that I can meet women, because that's where they go to hook up. But I can never tell, because of my past as a female, and, with how much flack I got for how I looked when I was younger, I don't really pick up on flirting as well as other people do. Like, I'm completely oblivious. Like, sometimes when it comes to flirting and women are flirting with me, I kind of feel like Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock. I'm like that innocent and oblivious to it. But still just as sweet as a cinnamon roll. Like sometimes I feel like it takes a woman or it takes a person grabbing my face and making out with me right there in the bar to get me to understand, maybe this girl likes me. But if any of you guys have any places or any tips on where a trans guy can go to sort of fish for a heterosexual relationship, which I've never been in before, and I really want to try it out, because most of the guys around here are fucking retards. They really are. I do not want to date another guy until I date at least 2 or 3 women. It's because they're smarter and they're more emotionally intelligent and, you know, they're more fun. Girls are more fun than guys are. Guys are just so simple and boring, and they get paranoid so easily. Ugh. You guys need to chill out. Like, for real. Y'all need to calm down. Yeah, so basically back to that original thought. If you guys have any tips on trans guy dating, send me a link in the comments below, or, you know, just type it out. You know, whatever you want to do. Shout-outs. Big, huge-ass shout-out to Blarg of the Bacon and Valkyrie Venom. Valkyrie Venom is actually coming to visit me for the eclipse in August. The dead center line is going to pass right over my hometown, though we might be going down to Charleston to see the eclipse. And then she's there, going to stick around and celebrate their birthday with me, which, you shut up, you're important, your birthday is important, we're going to celebrate the fuck out of your birthday this year, it's going to be awesome, Lee's going to bake you a cake, Blarg of the Bacon's going to bake her a cake. So figure out what the fuck your favorite flavor is. Other shout-outs. Why So Serious Ho, Second Starboy, Daddy's F-Toys, you know who you are. Little Mixed Sub, Star, Mom, Becca, Adam, you know, all those, you know, everybody gets a shout-out. Oh, Joe Kehoe, Smiles for UFL, and all you other fucktards on YouTube. Yeah, society is really hating us transgender people. They're really hunting us down and killing us in the street. That's why that lady told her other coworker to fuck off and sell me that beer. Fuck you! You don't know shit about us! Maybe if you could get your head out of your ass long enough to do some actual research and learn that you're not the model citizen of America anymore, you might be able to make some friends and not be so fucking lonely up there on your pedestal of bullshit. So, yeah. Valkyrie Venom, Daddy's F-Toys, Blarg of the Bacon, Adam Amanda, Isa, Naomi, Alex, Lee, you know, everybody. You guys have been awesome. You've made this you've added to the support that I've gotten from my family, and it's just been. Oh, Tori, I'm sorry, I forgot about Tori. We don't usually hang out that much. We have recently, but Tori, I'm giving you a shout out too. I didn't forget about you. At least not completely. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me. Oh yeah, physical changes and emotional changes. Let's see how long. Oh, 20 minutes. Let me see if I can make this short. Physical changes. Facial hair is continuing to come in. I hope it comes in by the time for my sister's wedding in October. Because I want to look nice and hairy. Voice is continuing to get deeper. I actually have to give myself my next shot. What does it say? Today. I'll probably give it to myself after this video. Physical changes. I started a job as a package handler at a very notable package delivery company. I'm in there, loading the boxes and shit, more and more boxes, boxes after boxes. So I'm getting swole, like I'm getting muscular as fuck, and it's looking pretty good on me. My friends that I hang out with here, they told me that I've been able to turn some women's heads, and I'm just like, yeah, passing like a motherfucker. So that makes me really proud. Really happy that I'm knocking out, earning money and working out and getting and looking more masculine in the same 3 hours every night. More physical changes. My legs are getting hairy as fuck. I don't know if there's a point at which cisgender males get paranoid about how big of a redwood forest their legs' hair get, but I don't know. I don't feel like shaving anytime soon, especially not up here. But yeah, voices continuing to get deeper, thicker facial hairs coming in still. Voices continuing to get deeper. Did I say that? I don't even know. Muscle tone is increasing dramatically. As far as emotional changes go and neurobiological changes go, my temper has gotten a little bit shorter, which is not the best side effect. My temper was relatively short to begin with. But that's just something I have to learn to control. My libido has gone back up, which is kind of strange. It was really high at the beginning of my transition, and then it kind of died off for a little while. But now it's going back up. Maybe that coincides, with my voice starting to flatten back out again, calm back down again. My voice isn't cracking nearly as much as it was. So I think maybe it was kind of like turbulence on an airplane. Like the beginning of my transition, everything was a little shaky, and then in the middle, everything was really shaky for a long time, and then now everything's starting to get less shaky again, and then it'll be eventually at some point here in the near future, it's gonna turn into where my voice will finally settle into its new masculine low tone, and my voice will no longer crack or have any kind of subtle female tonal echo. I know sometimes with some trans men you can kind of tell what their female voice sounded like before, just because it's kind of hiding underneath the bass tones that you normally would hear from a male voice. But I think it's starting to deepen as well. My subconscious female tone is way down there. Like, I still haven't gotten rid of my voicemail greeting from from 2-3 years ago. So it's really, really, really bizarre hearing my voicemail greeting, because it sounds like you're calling a whole other different person. So yeah, I'm expecting my voice to, balance back out, and I'll get my singing range back here soon. Yay! Can't wait to hit those in between notes. That I still have a little bit of trouble with. That the beginning of my transition first took away from me. My singing is very important to me. Other physiological changes. I cry a lot more now, which is really weird. Like at dumb shit on the news and like just fake drama shit on TV that's supposed to be really touching or whatever. Before my transition, I'd be like, this is such bullshit. But now I'll like cry at the drop of a hat. Not really, but it's I cry a lot more now, and I'm like, what the fuck? Which I know I know that guys are supposed to cry, and I myself am trying to break that that veil of toxic masculinity that guys aren't supposed to cry. But at the same time, when I cry about that stupid shit on the news, there's a tiny little voice in the back of my head saying, "Man up, man." You don't need to cry over that shit. That's dumb. But fuck you. I'll cry about whatever the hell I want to cry about. So yeah, that basically sums it up for me. I'm gonna try to keep this short so that I can actually upload it. looks like it's going to be about 25 minutes long. So yeah, that's all that's going on my end. Transition is going so well. I'm passing so well that complete strangers are jumping to my defense. No misgendering at all for the past few months. Like, I haven't been called ma'am. Like, if my back was turned to somebody before, I would be called ma'am, and then I'd turn around, and then they'd get a face full of facial hair, and they'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's cool. You know, it happens more than you think. But now that doesn't happen at all anymore for like a number of months. So I will try to update again August 9th. July, August. I might actually just update while Valkyrie Venom is here and let her kind of cameo, let them kind of cameo in the video. You know, but that's up to them, I suppose. So yeah, it's Paper Anomaly with another female to male transgender progress video, and I'll try my very best to catch y'all next month and let you know what's going on. Alright, love you guys. Bye.